Hello, hello. Good morning, London time. I was ready to go live, so I just started to stream a little bit earlier because I was just sort of like have to manage all these people that have to work and stuff like that at the moment. All these workers that. But anyway, we're here. How's everyone doing? Mether, you're here already. Happy to see you. Have you been trading already? Oh, let me just switch off my phone because I don't want to be disturbed. Um, I don't expect anything. Uh, oh, okay. Hold on. This is important. I'm going to reach. Can I pick? Yeah. Hey, Rose. Yeah, I'm streaming right now. Let me know when you want to pick up the list. I'm here, but yeah, that would be awesome. Pretty please, yes. Just let me know what time you're leaving, or because I'm down here about 1.5 hours, maybe two. But if you are coming before that time, I can just quickly hop out and give you the list. There's no problem. Let me know. Thank you, Rose. Bye bye. Okay, that's important because I've got somebody doing my yeah, I know. Yeah. Yeah, but we're 3 o'clock now, and I thought you'll be here measuring the 2 a.m. move, right? Have you seen anything specific around that move again? So I just want to point out again something about last night that I noticed before we get into today's price action. So we didn't. It was there was SMT on the highs. I missed that actually because I thought we might have a run. I was very confused. First bullish, bearish, bullish, but it was there was SMT. Let me just go back to the chart. Hold on. That was here. This area here. There was exactly SMT around the two between the 130. If you look at the 15-minute between this area, there was like a mini manipulation. With these 2 wicks, the 130. If you look at the 15-minute, you can see it. Let me go to the 15-minute quickly. So that was very, I mean, that would have, if I would have seen that properly and would have realized, because I'm always looking for the manipulation, right? So this would have been, even though we're still in consolidation, you have to look for those little signals. So there was 130 and with these two, and somebody in the chat pointed out, and I missed it. So it was pretty awesome. So yeah, we always have to look at that, and especially for smaller moves. And it was like a mini market maker buy sell model, right? And then consolidation, and then we took it out in Asia again. So anyway, I just want to point it out. You just saw we just entered a 4-hour fair value gap below Asia low, hoping for a reverse here, at least for a bit. So you're hoping for a long again? I just saw we entered a 4-hour fair value gap before the Asia low. Okay, let me have a look on the 4-hour. So we never went into, so also again I want to point out how beautifully so I made this short about 1/3, right? You see I measured this wick, this 4-hour wick. We went into it and we just tapped into 066 and then we went back down. Hey Casey, how are you? Hey Mether, yeah, you noticed, crazy. It was I think over 20 subs yesterday in the stream. Yeah, and this wick that I've measured here, that is just the body of this 4-hour candle, by the way. Yeah. Okay. Oh, and as I thought it was just going to be this, just a little um, retracement on the 4-hour, and then we had a little wick up, and now we're going down. And you said we just tapped in the 4-hour. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Now, very important, did we open below the close of this wick? The close was 9297. The open 29775. Okay, so we did not close lower than this wick. So we might. You're long on gold already. Oh my God, Casey's already killing it. Okay. Okay, let's go to the lower time. I'll check quickly on what time is it? 2:42. Okay, let's see. We still have some time before the macro starts. Let me go back here. what did we do in this macro? We created a low here, and we created an equal low after the macro, and we created a high here in the macro. Okay. Up to 100 on micros. See, there you go. See, okay, see, you can make money with micros. People think that you cannot make money on micros, but if you have a distribution move and you scale in and scale out, you can make a lot of money on micros, and especially on when you're in funded, you don't have to pay your commissions. Who cares, right? You just scale in and scale out, and you play it safe. And it might go a little bit slower, but once you have a distribution move, it's pretty, you know. Do you have any buys for NQ? Well, I'm trying to look at it now. I was hoping we would take that high during the session, but yeah, I'm actually bearish for now. But if I am looking at this, because you know my logic always is when how I use rejection blocks is it works itself through it, and then we have a retracement. So like if I see that it doesn't tap into the 0.66 or it goes over it, I'm still like, okay, you know what? This is just a retracement to the downside, but we will go back up again to take out this high, and this at some point will become liquidity, right? So for now, I am bearish, but we are in a 4-hour fair value gap right now. So the question is, how deep are we going to go into this fair value gap? Or are we going to go even lower? Because we see this wick here. I'm wondering if it's going near into this area a little bit. So we might go a little bit lower. Or is this the breakaway gap, right? Oh, we have a lower one here as well. Okay, well we have to, but you know, what I would also like to see is if we manage to go in between the end walks, because you know that's some typical behavior on Monday and Tuesday, but we didn't have that yesterday. But let's see. So actually, a bias for NQ for this session, we are now on the 50% of this candle. So let's see if we go lower. Metho just said something very interesting. We just went into the 4-hour fair value gap. So we just have to get some more intel. Let's see. I'm going to check. I'll check on gold as well, Casey. I just want to just see if I missed something. Because I haven't been, I did my journaling very early, but then I hadn't looked at the behavior here. Yeah, I think until 3 o'clock, we're not going to go any lower. I think we're going to stay in this area for now. So let's see. We have to just wait until the macro starts. Yeah. We do have a very nice level here on NQ381 that I would love to see it tapped into, and then there are two levels on the higher time frame that I'm interested in: 229, 25, 229, 150, and oh no, that's 225. 232. 2532, 384. Oh, I would love to share my journaling, but you would be, I don't know if it's for everyone because it's pretty weird, but I've never seen anyone do it like, but I'll go over that. Yeah, sure. I'll go over it. No problem. but I don't think anyone journals the way I do. Anyway, but yeah, I'll show you in a bit. Okay, so I'm just looking now. I wonder if we are going to go up from here a little bit. On the 15-minute, we also what did we do? Do you journal at all, Method? Do you have a journal? Do you have a way? How do you size candles for or FUG? Okay, let me show you. You mean size, or do you mean grade them? Is that the do you want to know how I grade them? Like what tool? Oh, I just know. Okay, I just use a fib. So oh, hold on. Yeah. So for example, yesterday I was looking at this rejection block, right? And I wanted to see how far we are going into it. And I always grade. I made a short on that, right? That I always use 1/3 as well. Besides, because ICT only talks about quarters, but I use the 1/3 as well because they give me a lot of information. So I just use a fib. I'll show you. Fib retracement. Is that yeah? So is that what you want to know, Casey? Fib retracement tool. And for my gradings, I sometimes with some of them I don't extend, but that's how you extend or you don't extend, and you can choose to show your trend line. But that's for me because I stream now. I have to get less things on the chart, so I make these lines a little bit less visible. But I do need to see them sometimes. So, but it's just fib retracement, and because this is in the range, this is not minus, but just 0.25, 0.5, 0.75, and my 1/3. You'll see that I always add the 1/3, and if you start using them, you will see how valuable it is. I made a short on it, and it just, literally it gives you a lot of information, especially in a rejection block, because it gives you the points of reversals or retracements. Yeah. So anyway, is that what you want to know, Casey? Just want to double check if that's what you're looking for. I think so, right? So it's just, I grade them, and then I just I just want to know the body of the 4-hour candle, because why I did not have much here. I just had these 4-hour large candles, so I just thought, let me just try this, because there's just a small gap here. But what you'll see if I do this, we can. Okay, this doesn't give anything. Let me grade this one here. I just want to, if, for example, if you would use this reclaimed fair value gap, you do see that the 25 and the 1/3 level are in it, right? So, but yeah, it doesn't really give much information. So I just wanted to have the whole wick. Okay, good. Okay, thank you. Okay, there you go. So it was just a little bit too. I just don't have enough information to frame anything else, so that's why I use that. Yeah. Let me quickly have a look at the 1 hour. Oh, it's 2:51 macro time. Are we going up? Are we going back up? Is it a quick long? Or is this a short? Breaker? Do we have a breaker here? Yes, we do, on the 4-hour also. Anyone else has a bias already on and Q for the short term? Um, let's see. I really want to see clear AMD, and I'm just wondering, are we now creating the manipulation move, right? Or has the Asia high that we took out, was that the manipulation move? And did we have SMT with ES on that move? Let me just double check. What time did we take it out? At 10:15. 10:15. Okay, no, same. So both ES and Q created that 10:15. Okay, no, ES did it a little bit later, 1/4 in the 2:30 candle, and let me check. 2:30. Okay, no, they both did the same. So there is no SMT with ES. So there was no SMT. They're both going down now. So I would rather look for SMT now somewhere on the lows to see if we get a nice move up again. Because there was no SMT, so that is really not really a solid, I guess, we're just going from external liquidity to internal. And on the 4-hour, we just hit that internal liquidity, right? Because we hit that 4-hour fair value gap. So, and liquidity doesn't do anything else than go from external to internal back to external. So looking to if I look on the 4-hour, we hit the 4-hour fair value gap. The only question is, how deep are we going to go into this internal liquidity? That's the only question for me right now. So I'm not looking for external liquidity at the moment. I'm just going to focus on internal liquidity until we get a solid turn. And that's where we have to look for the SMT with ES, because then we know, okay, there is a manipulation. So, gosh, it's so hard to read nowadays. I'm always like, confused a little bit, like, oh my God, okay, what am I missing? And it's just, I always have to wait for more intel, I guess. But yeah, the question for me now is how deep are we going to go into the internal liquidity? So I'm not looking for external. MJ, hello. I saw you type something. 25,240 level daily, fib level 1 hour IFUG. Let me have a look. 25,240, 25,240. The daily 381 fib. Oh, I love that number. I use that too. The 0.81. Interesting. 25,240. 25,240. Oh, yeah, it's my zero. I have another calculation and it's my 0.38. Let me add, I'll show you what I do. Let me hold on. I think it's exactly my calculation as well, and I have to add it, my 0.38. Hold on. Let me see if it's my 0.38. 0.38. 25,238 is the level that I have there, yes. I calculate specific time zones. Hold on. Let me see if I can show you guys what I do. Control C. Why is it not working? Control Z. Why are you not doing what I want you to do? I want you to copy this. You need to copy my calculation. Hold on. I want to bring over something from a different site. I think there's an entry here right now, right? I'm looking at it. There we go. We're bouncing on this level now, very important, and this will be my target, 25,238. So MJ, that will be yeah, I think I'm gonna go for a short here. Let me see. Does it level match up? I just don't know, MJ. The only thing that I'm worried about if it's time to move to that level. I'm just not sure about the time. Do you know? You understand what I'm just sort of like we are. You know, we hit this level. You can see we're bouncing off it right now, and I'm just wondering if it just wants more time to go back up a little bit and then go down. That's the only concern that I have momentarily. What do you think? I think time is not ready in this macro. Because we have the 1 hour candle is bouncing off exactly of the 50% here. It's 3 o'clock. Let's see if we're going to go below this 0.27 line. What do you think, MJ? 237. Okay, we are okay. We have equal lows here created in a macro. 27. It's 3 o'clock. Yes. Okay, I like that. You see, we created a low in a macro. And I've always said if we're going to take it, it's at least 1 hour. So that's we are there now. We had a high in a fair value gap. Something just is off for me at the moment. I might miss it, but I just don't trust it at the moment. Time. I mean, I think it could do it, but I'm also like the behavior is just not. We created equal lows, one in a macro, and always if you see this in a macro, I always say, listen, it takes at least 1 hour to take it, but we created the next equal low outside macro. Then we have a higher low here at 3 o'clock within a macro. So my question now is, do we have to wait until exactly maybe an hour later to take these three out, right? This one and this one. It's bouncing beautifully off this 0.27 level, but let's see. I mean, it could still run, right? We have consolidation in the macro here, 251. So it could start running at 3 past 3. It might be a quick scalp to, if it starts running, this is a good level. 2 past 3, let's see if it passes this. 249, yeah, I could, yeah, we had, we went into the fair value gap here. We're below the 0.5 level of that 4-hour wick, we are. Yeah. So it's bouncing off, let me see. We went to the 1034 wood candle. We're on the 1202 now. We're bouncing off it. Maybe before, not sure. Yeah, I'm just so, I'm time wise, I'm not really sure. I think we have to, it could just fall, but I just, 1, 2, 3. If it runs, I'm going to let it run because I just don't trust it 100%. It's just 30 points. For me, I'm not that interested. If it runs, it will run. But I'm just hoping it might just go back up a little bit more, and then I'll take it to them on the way down because I do think it's a valid, it's a very valid point there. But I'm just gonna watch it for now. Um, let's see if it's gonna go through this level. Yeah, see, I'm just not trusting it, MJ. I do think it's a valid level, but I just don't think it's ready to go yet. So it's just stalling time. I'm just trying to figure out what I'm missing. Um, that's what I started noticing these lows, right? I just want to point out those, um, this one at 3 o'clock. Well, it wasn't really a low because we already had this one here, I guess. Are we taking out this one here? We are below the 0.27. It looks bearish to me, to be honest. It might run outside macro. Yeah, it's gonna run. I think it's gonna run now. Yeah. Might get a nice drop. It's a small move for a small. It's just a small part of the macro that's left. Right. It's 4 minutes still left, so it could easily run. It could. It's just 40 points, even less now. 20 points. I'm just gonna let it run because I don't like the way it's going. I would like. I'm okay missing it. I just don't trust it too much. I just don't have a. The entry should have been here, 248 in this fair value gap, and then you just wait. You just let it go. Are you in, MJ? You are, right? 254G. Okay, we got the first presented fair value gap of London that has been printed now. Exactly. I want to see. I'm just not trusting it. I just don't feel comfortable with this move. Let me quickly have a look at gold. We have 2 more minutes, or I'll just wait. I'll have a look at gold KC quickly as well. Now with moves like this, it might run after the macro. I've seen that a lot. So we hold like in the macro and we just, sort of consolidate, and then it sort of like creates the lows during a macro, right? You see that a lot. And I've started noticing, like, for example, we created this low in a macro where we go up, and then I'm on 25, 300. Oh, no, yeah, perfect entry. Wow. Yeah, beautiful. So you entered in the 150 to 210 macro. Yeah. So I'm really tracking this macro as well. 'Cause I wasn't on, I didn't have the time to be here around this time, but there's so many opportunities in this macro. So you literally use the 150 to 210 macro to enter, I guess. Or did you enter before the macro? Yeah, you must have entered before the macro. Okay. So you see, what I like about this macro now, you can see that if you have, you can really split up the macro in two parts here, right? You see the move up until 2 o'clock, and then it goes back into it literally reverses, and and when you see this trend line liquidity, it never takes the whole it never takes the whole range. It always stops. Well, we can measure this quickly. Let me just do that. Let me quickly do that. Oh, no, 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 go away. Why are you making it so difficult for me? So it just took out until 72% here. So you see this, and exactly at 2 o'clock it turns. And this would have been perfect entry. It goes up into this range in the OTE. Well, it's just the OTE range. This one was already, this is an intermediate term high. It took out so you don't expect it to go higher than this one, right? So if you see this here, this high is intermediate because it balances out an imbalance, and it goes into an imbalance. So this is a safe high. So if you see this turn here, you've got a confirmation that it's going down. So if you enter here, your stop, well, basically this is a turtle soup, right? You go, and this is your high, and then, well, you could put it over this high, maybe. I don't know how many points is this. So if you enter here, let's say you enter here, it's just 10 points. It's a perfect, and you have a very good trade here with the 10 points. It's a 2R trade already, but I mean, if you're going to hold it lower until you get like a confirmation that it's going back up, you can stay into this trade until it goes further down into, I guess, into maybe this fair value gap, right? Because we've got still some room to the downside for sure. I would take it, look at this wick here, and maybe somewhere in this area, I would take it out, but let's see. Very nice, MJ. Very nice trade. So this time really has a lot of opportunities, and that's why I'm really working on this to see maybe to even though I'm not able to stream, just to get entries, because MJ got the entry. Well, I guess he got in before the micro, but this would have been my double confirmation. But let's see now. You still got a lot of opportunity. So sometimes, I don't know, I just have a feeling that I don't trust it, and then I just don't want to get in. And most of the times that feeling, but you cannot explain why yet. It's sort of like it just doesn't give you the proper. But hey, if we go below this fair value gap, I might just enter. Let's see, because then we're disrespecting the first presented of London, which is very important. And we know we're going lower, right? Well, 266. Yes, let's go. Now we're just gonna go for a sell. I'm gonna hold to my to this level because I've got some other confluences there. It's not only because I've got this measured out. I've got a couple of confluences, and I would put this here now. I will put it above this intermediate term high. It might be too early though because but like MJ, he's safe. MJ's because I'm late now. I have to be a little bit more careful because I don't have a proper entry. If you entered here, or he entered at 300, it's okay if it goes back into this fair value gap, right? Because we're outside of macro, but let's see. Now, the only thing that worries me a little bit, because I'm going back to my 1/3, right? We tapped on a 1/3 of this candle, and I use 1/3 a lot. So I'm just hoping it's not going to retrace from this level now a little bit. That's my only worry, because that is technically what I use a lot for. But did we already? I think we already retraced from it, right? A little bit. Let's see. That's my only worry. I've got to practice what I preach. So technically, I should not. I should actually wait for the retracement from this 1/3 level. But if I'm stopped out, that's fine. I'll have to journal it. We learn along the way, I guess. But let's see, because then my logic. I mean, technically, and I'll show you what I've measured, guys. I measured just the body of this 4-hour candle because I didn't have any else yesterday to measure it, and my 1/3 are holy to me because I noticed that we are a lot of the time, just like I said, let me be stopped out and then I prove my case. I'm not in my evaluation or my live account, so this is just a paper trade. But you see the 1/3 on that 4-hour candle, and let's see if my logic is a good one. That 1/3 always give or most of the times, I must say, because nothing is 100%, right? 1/3 of anything you grade, NWOG, big gaps, a big fair value gap, a big wicks, big rejection blocks, that they always give a retracement and sometimes a reversal. I would think in this case it might just be a retracement, right? But there are a lot of the times I found that they are a little bit bigger than the ones that we have that hits the 25, the quarter percentage. So let's see if I'm stopped out, and then at least I can give you some, I can show you some information. Like, why am I stopped out? Why? Because I didn't watch properly that my 0.66 was going to hit, and I should have waited. So please start using them, guys. There we go. I'm stopped out. And why? This is the why. There you go. I made a nice short, exactly from, that was Friday's example. And I literally knew that there would be the reversal. Why? Because it was a rejection block that it was working its way through. We already went through the 25%. Watch that short. And then we'll go back into your London session, the 4:15, 4:20 time, and you'll see exactly what I mean. How I literally knew that we were going to get a rejection there, because 1/3. I think ICT. I don't think he doesn't share it. I think he shares it or doesn't share it because he only talks about quarters. But for me, the magic is in the 1/3, literally. But anyway, it's such, I mean, just, I think that's the tip of the day I want to give. So here we go. Yes, stopped out, but I would have never gotten in if I would have seen that properly. The magic of the 1/3. So literally, I actually, yeah, this should have been a long for me. But anyway, it's okay. So let me know if any one of you is using that already. Maybe are you already grading your end walks or your gaps with 1/3, or are you guys only using quarters? Casey, are you using the 1/3 now as well? You've seen me use it a lot, right? But okay. Now I'm still interested in a short. Um, okay, let me quickly have a look at gold because we're making our way up now. Let's see. Gold, gold. What are you doing, gold? What are you doing? Oh, look at these juicy. We've got a triple low here. Ooh, nice. 4322, 4332. 4332, gold. But you know what I don't like at the moment? We have also equal lows, equal highs here, and we've got equal lows here on gold. So you see these are relatively equal, and we've got these big boys here downstairs. So I would rather have it go up a little bit here and go into maybe this little gap here and then go down, but it could just also just go lower now. What time is it? 3:21. It's time to run. It could run. So that's the thing. I don't know gold. I just started monitoring gold, so I don't know. You know, with NQ, I feel more comfortable. I can say, okay, it's a 20 to 40. I know that if I see behavior, typical behavior before that, I can sort of like, no, okay, it could run now because I've seen that more often. But I don't know that with gold. I'm not there yet. But I do think it's clean. I do like it. But yeah, hey, we got very beautiful triple lows now. But I think it's these are a little bit too. I wonder if it wants to go up because it's in consolidation right now. I would put an alarm. I think I'm going to put an alarm here and here. If it takes out one of these, I might be interested. But I would rather have it a little bit go up into this area and then go down, right? Because if it starts running now, it's sort of like now on the 13-minute. This is a rejection here. We went into it, so it does make sense. Yeah. Let me go to the 15-minute. Is it time to run? Let me do my magic here again with my magic number. 0.5 and we went down. Okay, so we hit the rejection block here. So we're clearly rejecting now in a down movement. Okay, let's go short on TP 332. Stop loss 323. Went into a gap. Internal liquidity, we have rejection here. I might not take it to 332. I might, what I would do is I would take it to 0.75, 337. I would take it up to here. And the moment we start running, I would trail my stop. So I consider this, before it becomes liquidity, I consider it a rejection block. So I don't think it will go down in one time. So I would just take a quick, it's below yesterday close, also 4-hour close. It's below yesterday close, also 4-hour close. You mean NQ, right? Okay, so we're clearly in a, this is, I consider this, we have the manipulation move here on the 15 minute. That's why I'm taking this trade. Let me quickly, let me show the 4-hour on gold. Okay. Now the 4-hour I don't like so much. NQ. Okay, I'll have a look. See, that's the thing with gold. I don't know how it runs outside in between those 20 and 40, but I do think it has room to go to 430. I put it a little bit higher, but I think it should go to 430-ish. Okay, come on, you 4-hour candle. You need to go down. You need to, like, the 1 hour, you can see. It's a little bit sticky, huh, gold? Okay, guys. So gold, this yellow box, this was yesterday's opening range gap. Let me show you on the 15 quickly. That was Monday. Yes, yesterday's opening range gap. There we go. That's a nice move. Oh, you didn't take me out in one tick. Are you kidding me? I already put it safe. It's not done yet. You're not done yet. I think it's even safe for me to bring my TP down a little bit. Let me see, 430, or are you going to go up now? 430. That's nasty because I already put it a little bit above the opening range gap. I thought, okay, you know what? Let me just put it a little bit above it, so if it doesn't really hit it, it might just tap it because we also have a little bit of liquidity here, and it did not even go. But let's see, because I think it's still going to go a little bit lower. We have a little gap here as well. I think I'm going to move it to 30-ish because I think I can get more points out of this because now it looks like it's going to go lower. I'm going to adjust it a little bit. I'm going to take it to this little gap here, and I'm going to move my stop loss now to break even because we got a nice distribution move. Here we go. $330. Okay, 1/3 is 4,336. So I'm going to play it safe. I don't know which, in all honesty, I don't know which wick to use. So I'm just going to play it safe. 4,336. It might go lower, but I just saw that one of those wicks is 1/3 level. And you guys, you have seen my 1/3 level that I don't play around with that anymore. I'm just like, okay, you know what? Um, if it wicks up, I'm in profit. There we go. Okay, good. Okay. It might go lower, but okay, that was a nice trade. Um, Now, I decided on that trade because I saw the distribution move on the 1 hour candle. I saw those triple lows here. But then again, I'm a little bit careful because I want to make sure that it's not going to reject in those. Let me show you again. because they're large wicks, right? You. Oh, I need to do that. Okay. Ira speaking. Can I call you back in a bit? Okay. Thank you. Bye bye. Okay, so well, we took it out. Beautiful. Who is in short in gold? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Oh, let me just quickly grade the gold. It's quite clean. I mean, you see, it's funny that gold is just. I had more confidence in that trade. Um, I really, I'm going to study gold more, so I can get more better trades out of it. But okay, so we got the weekly open here. Oh, that's such a nice short. This 335. Let's see. Are we gonna fill the whole gap? The opening range gap? Yes. So yesterday we went only into it, like into this level here. It was 8:30. We moved away from it. Then the whole day was used to go up, up, up. Now we're going down. Let's see. Are we going to go all the way into the 1/3 level again? Is it midnight? Exactly. Is it another short here in the making? Let me see how many points. It's still a nice move. So you see, also in gold, it runs between 20 and the 30 to 30. Beautiful. Yeah, I just want to be careful because yeah. Accumulation, manipulation, distribution. So Tuesday, then we started to have the manipulation move, but we did not take it. So you can see here beautifully how you can use rejection blocks, right? So even though it doesn't take it out, like how I read this, this is a rejection. This is liquidity, but until it's liquidity, it's a rejection block first. So here it goes into this wick and it rejects from it. And exactly, let me see, does it tap into half? Yes, yes. You can see here very clearly it taps into half, and then you get the candle like this. So if you see a downward candle and then you see this candle, so this got my interest. Like, okay, it looks like, oh, it wasn't the 1 hour, but it's quite similar. Like, we've got a continuation move from a rejection here on the top, right? And we're in a continuation move to the downside now. And if you have like opening range gap below, which still was unfilled, it's a high probability you're going to go into that, right? But I played it very safe because I don't know gold that well yet, so I got out. But then when I saw we had a little reaction here, I thought, okay, I can move it a little bit lower. But yeah, I'm just happy with those trades then, because remember, if you trade gold on per point, it's $100. Still a lot of money on gold, right? If you, but I'm just doing micro gold. I didn't even get into my own account, but that's okay. I'm just warming up for today. Just warming up and just seeing how the market is moving, and that's all fine. So, but anyway. Let's see. Let's go back to, is anyone in gold in the short? Did anyone take that short? I guess it would be a safe way to take it all the way to 50%. We've got the intermediate term high here with the fair value gap as well. So I would say it's okay to take it lower, right? Let me see, guys. Look at NQ. So, hey, but there's 1/3. Look at that, guys. Don't you think that's amazing? Don't you? I think that's pretty amazing. That's a good tip for the day. I think that deserves a little bit of a like. The 1/3 level. No, really, guys, I really want to that you guys just start testing it and see if it really, because you'll find a lot of value in it. It really gives you a lot of clarity, and you'll see that a lot of time. So it's the gaps, it's large fair value gaps, it's NWOGs, anything that's large and has a wick, rejection blocks. Just use the 1/3. Start using them and see how much information you'll get, and just start watching and track how many times it will give you a retracement, a large retracement, or really a reversal. Yeah. But most of the times it will be a reversal, right? Retracement. But why? Because if, for example, if it's a rejection block, it might give you the last retracement to the upside before the rejection block, so the large wicks becomes liquidity. So that's how I treat those large wicks. They're rejection blocks for me first, and at some point they become liquidity, but they need to reject from some points. And what are those points? Those are most of the times the quarters and the 1/3, but mainly you'll see that the reactions come from the 1/3. Exactly. So, just saying. Just saying. Yeah. Well, let's see. We can frame another nice trade with the 350 410 macro. Okay. Okay, I guess NQ is going back into consolidation, so we have to wait. But so let's have a quick look at gold again, if we can see what happens. I wonder if it's going to be. Hey, but don't tell everyone about that 1/3, guys. It's a secret, okay? It's for us. It's only for us. Don't share it too much outside. Only people you really like. I guess ICT doesn't share it for a reason. I cannot imagine that he doesn't use it. I cannot imagine. It will be really weird to me that he is not aware of those levels. I don't believe it. So also something else that I noticed. I love sharing these things because when you journal a lot, you start seeing these things, right? So what I noticed, for example, actually ICT shared something similar on his last two. I think it was the last thing he did. Like if you grade those the higher time frame levels with this quarters, right? And he says you need like a fair value gap that goes through it, right? And then it's a high, but what I notice with these levels, if it doesn't touch it exactly, like for example, it hangs here between it is still prone to go lower because it didn't tap in one of these levels unless, well, let's have a look on the 1 minute. So here we went over 25% below it, but we didn't tap into the 1/3. So for me, what I've seen in my journaling, and obviously it's not always the same, right? It sort of like signals that it's not done yet because it most of the times hits one of these levels exactly. But if it does not, it's just not ready for the move. It's just sort of like stalling time. It's hanging between, between these levels. So, but I could be, it's not. Sometimes it doesn't work, but most of the times it gives you that information. So, is there more room to the downside for on gold? So let's have a look. That was a nice trade. It was. I wish I would. I wish I would have seen it here already in this area, because then I would have seen this rejection, and then I would have entered. I might have missed this move, but then I would have entered in this manipulation move. I don't know. Did I? I can't remember. I think I just market ordered in because I saw it already running. But this one would have been nice to, you miss the first move, but then you wait for the retracement, and then you get into the manipulation move of this one here. Yeah, I'm gonna take this on my account. Hold on, guys. I didn't take the other one, so I really I think that we are going. This gold trade is really beautiful. It's too beautiful to just let it run. 344. Let's wait till I'm gonna wait till the macro, but let's see if. It's funny. I noticed like, okay, so we noticed that NQ made a move and we started to consolidate, and now gold is doing the same, right? Um, Okay, perfect, Rose. I'm on stream, but just let me know when you're at the gate. I'll quickly run down to give you the list and the money. Thank you. Appreciate it. Bye bye. Okay, I need to run down in a bit because somebody is going to do some groceries for me. I live in the boondocks, literally. So somebody's going to the big world, and they need to do some. They need to get me some stuff. So that's why. I just, it's just a little town, a very little village, and for the big groceries, we need to go a little bit further. Literally an hour drive, actually. But that's, I've got a beautiful beach and a nature reserve in front of me, so it's worth it, I guess. We do have a normal supermarket. Don't get me wrong. Um, we can get the basic stuff. It's not like I go hungry here, not at all. And the funny thing is, we have one cafe, and guess what the name of the cafe is? FOMO. Do you believe that? I live in a very small town, and the one cafe that we have is called FOMO, the lunchroom. I think that's funny. But anyway, yeah. Okay, so we seem to be going up, so no entry for me yet. Oh, NQ. Let's look at NQ. So now we are going further down. Let's see, maybe we can frame something on NQ now because we've got information. Yeah, 15-minute NQ. Gold is consolidating now, so let's quickly go to NQ. Okay, I'm going to get rid of these. Okay, I need to run down, so I think I'm just going to enter here with a very tight stop loss, and then take it to this little gap here. Can I enter? I have to be careful because I need to run off. just gonna put a little bit higher. 25,239, 25,239. Yeah, I think it's gonna go even lower. But I think this is a safe area for me, and I'm gonna enter here as well. And I'm gonna run. I need to run downstairs, guys. So I'll be right back. But I'm. Um, oh, stopped out. Okay, I didn't even enter yet. Okay. I just need to run down quickly. But hey, I think that's a good thing because I like to see that before the move. I'll be back in 5 minutes. Give me a sec. Yeah, I'm back. I'm back. Ooh. I'm sorry, guys. That took a little bit longer, but I run a lot. I had to give that list, and otherwise, I couldn't get my stuff. I hope people are still here. Are you still here, people? I'm sorry, that took a little bit longer than expected, but I'm out of breath. I had to walk a little bit. So anyway, we didn't miss anything, just consolidation. What time is it? Here we go. Whew, I'm getting old. I need to get my fitness in order. Okay. Well, let's see here. We're still bouncing on the 0.66. And here, what is gold doing? Also bouncing. I'm just wondering if we are going into consolidation for a while now. Let's just wait until 4 o'clock. And then let's see if we can catch one of the two. I think gold is very interesting. Anyone else in a trade? Oh, I'm sorry, guys, that I had to leave. I don't want to do that, but this was the one. We were actually. This was last minute that she said, I'm just decided to go. So let me get your list. I wouldn't leave my chat like that. I'm just thinking it's just good to enter gold because we still have some room to the downside. Am I missing something? Okay, 4 o'clock printing. Let's see. I'm thinking, I think both have good options now, but I think gold is a little bit more higher probability at the moment. Yeah. Let's go for gold. I haven't entered yet. I'm just going to enter this because I just want to see, gold. I'm missing, I want to see something. Gold. We're below this one. Gold. Okay. Oh, I did enter upper. Okay, we're at low. Just don't know. No. I think we're going to be in a little bit of consolidation now, to be honest. The level, I see that the range is contracting a little bit. I should not have, this is an accident. Maybe one little leg lower, but just a little bit, but I just, not now. And Q, what are you doing? You're going back up, okay. Yeah, I think it's just best to wait. I think we should, well, I mean, we had a good move here, and it looks like it's just going to, well, it's running, but okay, let's see. I'm not in. I'm just in the paper trade, I guess, but I would take it to stop loss. I think the 0.5 is too far. I don't think it's going to make it there in this run. You want to see if it stops at 0.33 again? Well, wouldn't that be amazing if it just stops here, right? Okay, it's going lower. Yeah, I wonder if it's going to go all the way to 0.5. Let's see. And Metho, are you still here? You wanted to see how I journal, right? 0.25, 4292. Okay, 4292. Weekly open is here, 4292. Wow, 4292. Beautiful. Yeah, okay. Beautifully delivery. I would definitely get out here, to be honest, for now. Could go lower, but I wouldn't take the risk. This would have been my TP. Yeah, I would have taken it here. Let me see. Yeah, boom. That would be my TP. Wow. Yeah. Now we have a weekly open below us. I guess that's the fair value, the NWOG, right? The 4269. 4269. 4269. Is that, yeah, that's here, right? 4269, exactly here. Yeah, this is I hope someone is in gold. Guys, I had to run. I had to do that, so I'm just not focused enough to get into a proper trade. I mean, I would have been. I had to run. I had to go outside the macro, and I entered out. I'm not going to do that. I really need to be fully focused if I take a trade like that on my account. So, um, um, I walked away in the macro, and I hate doing that. But anyway, I needed to do that. But I think this is we are 4:05. We still have some time in the macro, so let's see if it goes all the way. Maybe it sometimes does not hit the end walk in one time, right? So you have to look for first presented fair value gaps, old ones like that were created in the in a morning session, or some other things that are just above those end walks, because you will see it doesn't get there in a straight line. A lot of the time it stops just in front of it, right? Well, in this scenario, we have a 1/3 level now here. So let's see if it goes there. But yeah. Metro, are you still here? Okay, here we go. Again, let me see. Where would I'm seeing how the macro ran. So so again, because it didn't tap this level exactly, you can already see, okay, you wait until the macro, you see how it behaves. And during the macro, it's sort of like it starts to consolidate a little bit, and it just doesn't move again. The first macro, it's sort of like, moves down, then you get a little move up, and then at 4 o'clock it starts running, right? So the first half of the macro doesn't do a lot. So it's just using this area. So we saw the same in NQ as well. But this is always very telling when it doesn't hit those levels exactly. So when you see this, it bounces around but doesn't touch it. It sort of like indicates to you, okay, there's more room to the downside, right? Not always, but most of the times. But if it hits it exactly, then you can get the indication that it might be done with the move for now, and you might get a bigger retracement or a reversal. But as you can see here, it's just a minor retracement here, right? You go into this rejection block here, it doesn't go over, and it just goes boom, goes to the downside, and it goes further down. Now let's see how far it goes. Can we measure something? Now would have been a nice entry as well. What you see here is the first percentage fair value gap has been created here, right? we go down below and we retest it. The retest of the first presented fair value gaps of London, Asia. There are many more, but let's just only focus on the afternoon, the AM session, PM session, and the London. You see beautifully here the retest of it. You literally can use that as premium discount as well, but this is a beautiful short entry as well. So you see it tap into it, right? There's no body, and then the second candle is already lower. If I would have been, if I would have seen this already properly, I would have just market order in here in the second candle. If I see that the body's not touching it anymore, and obviously we have a change in state of delivery here because you see this candle is lower, so that's one confirmation. Then you see this happen, it goes into it, the body stays up, but the second candle doesn't even touch it anymore. I would just market order in because you have your confirmation and change in state of delivery right over here. Boom. And this is the second confirmation. This is where I would get, I would miss this and I would be on top of it. I would have entered, is this in a macro? No, outside macro. The 320 move, so this is the time that I started watching it, right? And I was questioning, okay, is this what I look for if I have these? I was seeing this, but I just don't know gold good enough to trust it that it runs for liquidity starting the 320 like NQ does. So that I mentioned that I wasn't sure, but now we saw that it started running and 320 all the way to 340, just like NQ. These are valid runs, 20 to 40. And then I said, okay, because we did not touch it, I think there's more room to the downside because we did not touch the level and we are hanging out in between these two levels. And we have another run. And now we are below the 50%. So what does that mean? How I interpret it, there's more room to the downside because we did not touch it exactly. We are below it. The bodies are below it. So there's more room to 7.5. So that's how I read it. How I read NQ, but I think gold is just as clean and maybe even cleaner, to be honest. Okay, well, the macro has finished technically, but it could still run a few minutes afterwards if the run started a little bit later. Like here, for example, you see the run here initiated, started at the displacement started at 1:04, right? So you can give it a little bit more room sometimes if the macro did not run. Well, we trickled down here a little bit, but technically you just get out at when the macro stops, right? But there are situations that you can actually extend your macros 5 minutes before and 5 minutes after. If, for example, you see you hit a breaker, a retest, let's say at 48 instead of 50. That's valid. That's valid for your for a retest. But then if you have if it goes to liquidity, you can add sometimes in that situation because you can add those minutes as well on the end side. But just start testing that because you will see that really time is really how can I say that? It works so much together. If one thing happens on one end, you can, expect it to happen on the other end as well. So the macro, sometimes it is 10 before and 10 after, but there is some flexibility. Sometimes it's a quarter to quarter after. But if I see it, I'll point it out. But then again, I think this is a good tip as well. If you see these levels, we hang in between. And there's an N walk below us with liquidity, there's more room to the downside. So you can take scalps, but you have to be very careful that you don't take it out and then you don't get trapped and it wicks back up, right? So I'm a little bit, in all honesty, guys, I've got a lot going on. I'm selling a piece of land in the other area where I originally staying. I have Wi-Fi issues. I'm attached to the computer, but that's sorted yesterday. I've got a lot of paperwork, so I'm not fully focused to do my regular trading how I used to do it in combination with talking and doing this. So I would rather focus on giving the information. So that's why I would otherwise get in the trades a little bit more and take them on my account. But I would rather, just show up, share what I see, and I hope other people are taking this beautiful short. But I'm just, I'm just not good at when there's too much going on. I just cannot. I guess that happens when you get older as well. But anyway, you see how beautifully now it runs, right? And you see now we're outside macro. It's 3 minutes after, 13 minutes after, and it hits the liquidity point exactly. So, and what gives it away that it might run a little bit longer? Consolidation in this area here during macro. See that? So 5. When you have consolidation, you can always give it a little bit more time to run, because it's sort of like it stalls here, right? So you have 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. That was consolidation within the last hour, within the last few minutes of the macro. So then if you see it start running, give it some extra time. Yes. So when you would have been in here, and you have this level and you see this behavior, if you really see it go back up, then you get out, obviously, right? But if it's like this and you see consolidation goes back down again, you can you can stay in, but you start looking at it and see how those macro times work, and when they are reversing, you'll see very specific things happening, especially around specific. It's always the 3 past, the 8 past, where you have to be vigilant. Those two. But if you see consolidation and suddenly, you're not even done yet, you are, But yeah, beautiful run. But yeah, I had one good trade on gold, I guess. I can't remember what NQ, what I did. I can't remember. There's so much going on in my brain. I can't remember if I had a good trade on NQ or, well, anyway, it was a good trade on gold. I saw the opportunity, and we're filling the gap. And what you see a lot of the times that they don't fill the last bit. That's very common on NQ. I don't know about gold, but I think don't get greedy on these things. When you see that and it hit your N walk, just take it and just be careful, because sometimes they just don't take it straight away, and then it just goes. Takes about a few other hours, I guess. But yeah. Oh shit. I think I'm going to leave it for here for the London session. I think it was a nice session. I think it was good PA. I think that is promising for the coming AM and the PM session. Metho, I think you're gone already, right? I'll show you the my journaling later on, or in another time. Because if you're not here, I don't think anyone else is really interested. Metho, I just want to double check if you're still here. Let me know. I think you're gone already. But okay, I'll do it next time. Okay, so for everyone else, I want to thank everyone for joining, and I hope you found some value in this session. A little bit chaotic. My apologies for that. 1% better a day, I guess. Also, I love this. I love going online, but I really want to get also. Oh, Metho, I see you're here. Hold on. There is some. Oh, you're here. Okay. Let me go over my journaling. Let me just change the screen. How can I do that? I have to add something because I need to. Okay, because I am stuck on this screen. I just have to do another window capture. Hold on. PowerPoint, where are you? There we go. Okay, so how do I journal? I use PowerPoint for that. So I have I have a month and a day and a year. So, for example, this is 2025 October, Mondays, for example. This is my higher time frame. I use specifics. So I go over that and I look what levels have been hit and how has price behaved. It's a little bit too complicated to go over, but that's what I look at. That's my higher. Well, it's in my 15-minute time frame. Then this is my DTT. These are those root candles I talk about and specifics, and I look at AM session, for example, how price has been behaving, and these are all this is very time based. And then I look at specifics. Then this is my higher time frame, my 4 hour, also time based, and how it hit liquidity levels. That's one. Let me see if there's more here. This one is not so. Let me go to another. Let me see. But that's how I do it, because I've got different tabs what I look at, but it doesn't tell you a lot, I think, what I'm doing here. But this is all, in some of them I go very, very in detail, for example. So here I have more levels that I hit, what I do is, in these ones I haven't been writing a lot, as you can see, but I've got the opening range gap here, I've got the first percent fair value gap, and I look how price has been behaving in them. And then I have another journal. I'm not going to share that one because it also has my personal feelings in them. But that's really for myself. and that one has also my trades, by the way. But this is if you want to do higher time frame analysis, I do go over like what is price done, and then I go over specific different tabs that I have, and they all have different value. Some go into my digital time theory where I use the root candles, and at some point I see the connect. I connect the dots like, oh, that is exactly also in a for example in a opening range gap, and oh look, the first percent fair value gap of Monday is there as well, which was also the daily open, for example, right? You see those things. And that's how I've been connecting more and more dots, because I've been journaling different kinds of things that I look at, because you cannot have it all at one screen. And at some point it gets easier for me to work with that information during my trading. But let me see. And this is really my higher time frame. This is my DTT on the weekly, but it's a 4 hour. I do want to show you guys something. Let me show you that. I need to go to a Friday. Hold on, and you'll see how amazing it is. Let me see. NQ October Friday. No, it's not here. I can't remember. I've got so much. I don't know which month that was. Let me see. Was it here? This one. No, well, so this for example, this indicator tells me exactly the ranges. This is the volatility grid, so how far it could go. So I use this a lot, and for me, so that's why I could. For me, there was already an indication that we wouldn't go up further a lot because we already hit it here, and then these root candles are the weekly root candles. We went down, then we went back up, right? And there was a root candle right over. Yeah, you have to extend this one here. Price Friday went exactly into Tuesday's root. I didn't extend it on this one, but you can see here this pink line. I made a short on it actually, like, hey, if TGIF doesn't play out, I always have a backup. This, you extend this, and then you see exactly where Friday ended in exactly this root candle. So I use that a lot on Fridays because those root candles, it is just really ridiculous how exact that those calculations are. Let me see if I got another example. Oh, whoa. Yeah, you don't want to see this on the chart because it's too much information. You see here on this Friday as well, boom, in a root candle. These are extended. Oh, no. So this is part of my journaling method. I just make a print screens. I go over specifics that I look at. This is my these are very important to me. These calculations that I make. It's a little bit complicated. It's a little bit more in depth. But these time zones I use, and I calculate time zones from time zone, and that gives me insight of how far the 11 a.m. This helps me to frame my trade until 11 a.m. in the morning. So this is my I need this to be able to frame my 10 to 11 my my AM trade, for example. But yeah, I just figured that out all on my own basically. But this is very important to me and really helps me frame the roadmap for the day, because every level, for example, if it hits this level here, let me show you something. You see 0.88 is right over here, right? Look where we end on the end of the day, at the other end, 0.88. Everything is connected, 0.88, 0.88. So if you see these things happen, you can calculate, you sort of like know how far ranges can go. So if I talk sometimes, I've got other things as well, like, okay, I also mentioned yesterday, I think we are met, I think the dealing range for today is done. I did say that, but I got confused again because I thought, but looking at some levels and some calculations that I'm making, like, it looks like the dealing range should be okay today, but you never know, it could overextend, right? So that's how it gives you clarity if you can calculate this. But this is not easy. I mean, in all honesty, you need to know exactly what you need to calculate and what's your benchmark. And by doing it and figuring it out, you will get there. But it is, when it's highly manipulated, it does not work because then they do things differently. But it does give you some guidance. But anyway, so that's how I do my partial, and then I have another journal which is private. That's where if I go over my trades, I also journal my emotions, what my thoughts are, and things like that. And that's really going into the trade, but also my paper trades where because that's why if I paper trade, I make a mistake. Look, for example, when I had that stop out with a 0.66, I should not have entered if I saw that, because I always expect a retracement at the 1/3 level, right? But I did it because I was not, my mind, I'm all over the place because I'm really, really busy outside this, right? Because it's just, and I journal that. Like, listen, you need to also, when you're busy, you need to, stay, those things are very, that, and you go against your rules. And I left it because I was on, to show, but it's not a trade I should ever put on. If I preach, hey, listen, 1/3 levels, look at them, they might give a very solid retracement, and yet I entered, right? So those things, that's important. So anyway, but that's a separate one, and that's something I don't share. But that's, I guess you understand that, right? But I really want to, if you want to do some higher time frame analysis and go over levels and want to start seeing how price really books, and what I used to do, by the way, let me see, I've started to do a little bit less. What I used to do, this is very full, right? But I used to write down what time, for example, this is the midnight, I can see that. I would write down exactly, okay, what time did we hit midnight? And I would write down exactly here, or what time did we hit this rejection block? And that's also very important if you want to be, hey Daji, That's how I really got into this. For example, this pink line is the midnight range. Not only the presented fair value gap. I was looking how many times do we hit the midnight opening range gap? So the midnight opens, right, and then you have the same, like we monitor the opening range gap in the AM session, but also the midnight one. So I was also looking at, okay, how many times do we manipulate into the midnight opening range gap? Those things like that I've been looking into. I've gone very into the rabbit hole. I mean, guys, I think most of the people think, oh my god, this she's crazy. I'm going to unsubscribe now. But that's how far I took it. So those are all things that you see here in my older ones. Also, I go very, for example, this is the first presented fair value gap of the afternoon session, right? How many times do we tap it? What times and how does it behave? We go over it, then we tap into it, then we tap lower into it, then we leave it. Where do we leave to? To the first presented fair value gap of the AM session. So I was looking at how does price behave from one thing to another. So, and that's how I also figured out about the ping pong Monday, Tuesday. If we have a range day, I use the NWalks and the event horizon. And I'll maybe today we'll have an inside day between the NWalks. But guys, I would love to show you that because you can trade very easily and it gives you a very good opportunity between that. But hey, I guess you have to be a bit of a nerd, I guess, to do things like this way. But not many people do it this way, Metro. So I don't. That's why I say I made a joke. I can show you, but I don't think many people are really like, oh my god, I'm not going to do that, which I totally understand. But I found this. For me, this really works. I like this, and I'm keeping doing. I do this. It takes a little bit more time because I also have to add gold now, right? So yeah, but it gets faster and faster. But Mether, I wouldn't. I don't mind if it isn't your cup of tea, but I would advise anyone who wants to figure out how the algo works just to go a little bit higher and not only frame. The only thing that I would like to share is that don't only frame your trades, but also how did the market book in general, and look at specifically maybe the 15-minute and maybe the 4 hour, and look at what levels have been hit and see if you can get some clarity from that, because that helped me a lot. So yes. Okay. So I hope that helped, guys. Again, I want to appreciate. I appreciate everyone hanging out, and my apologies for being a little bit chaotic today, and that I moved away from the chat because I had to run outside. But I guess you will forgive me for that. Yes, it's a beautiful day, by the way, here. So I'm quickly. I think I'm going to do a nice. I need to run some errands again, but I'm going to get a nice beach walk as well because it's very close. And clear my head a little bit and get ready for the. There won't be an AM session today. I'm too busy for that, but there will be a PM. I will start as soon as possible, maybe 11 o'clock Eastern. I'll see how far, but if there will be for sure a lunch PM session. And maybe it starts at 11, maybe 11:30, but you'll know. And I hope to see you again there. And have a safe day. And I'll talk to you later, guys. I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. It's such an amazing journey, and I'm so excited with how the growth is coming and how people are engaging in the chat. And I love you long time. I'll see you guys later, and stay safe. Okay. Why are you giving me a hard